That's IT Made and a surge of black authors entering Indianapolis bookstores.
It's a good sign for those who say that they've been largely shut out of the industry. IT Mate's Jasmine Miner joins us with what's fueling the desire to have more diversity on these bookshelves. Jasmine.
Yeah, well, I actually went to a local bookstore who tells me they've seen a 900% increase in black authors in their stores since 2017. So really big deal, guys. And I'm learning between the Black Lives Matter movement and the ability to self-publish, it's putting a little more color in an industry that's been dominated by the majority.
Green's name was Maureen. Her father was Gene the Green King. Her mother was the Queen. And their large family painted quite the scene.
Derek Slack has now sold over 200,000 copies of his children's book Orange, and he did it on his own by self-publishing.
Back in the 90s, early 2000s, print on demand was still a labor-intensive thing, and it would take weeks. But with the technology today, books can be printed, overnight.
An author of 9 books, this one, he says, has been his most successful. He says technology has opened doors for authors of color.
I've been turned away in many aspects of my life that I felt was due to how, the color of my skin. I've never let it stop me.
According to a study done by Cooperative Children's Book Center based in Wisconsin, in all of 2016, just 92 black authors who wrote a children's book were published in the U.S. In 2021, there were 304.
I have to think about when you mention titles like Harry Potter and Twilight and stuff like that, that is for mainstream white consumption.
Lasana Kasembi is a published author and assistant professor at IUPUI. He says since blacks only make up 12% of the population, they've never been a popular selling market. And if there's one good black author...
The problem with us trying to get access and trying to get seen is a perennial problem, and it has to do with power. It has to do with ownership and control.
He says sometimes there's not room for more.
Like this was not here 5 years ago.
No. It definitely wasn't, and that breaks my heart a little.
But over at Books on Sale, they're making a point to fill the store with diversity.
I don't know if it's because we were in the pandemic or what. It just exploded. They were wanting the African American books, they were wanting diversity books, anything and everything to do with anyone.
Books on Sale owner Christy House says just a few years ago it was hard for her to find authors of color to bring into the store. But now she's got black children's books, black history books, black fiction books.
Every time I see that we're getting low, I try to get more. Even if it becomes harder to find, I'll keep searching for it.
They all tell me when there's a movement happening for the black community, the industry tends to follow, in the hopes there can be more Derek Slacks.
I applaud the companies for stepping up because it is giving an opportunity to a marginalized group that have been kept out of the conversation.
Well, I asked each of them if this trend of needing more diversity in publishing and bookselling in the industry is going to last. And one of them, the expert, tells me he doesn't think so. He says it's something that he gives about 6 months. And he says until there are more black-owned publishing companies, black-owned bookstores, that's when you'll see a more steady, long-lasting trend. I'm Jasmine Miner for Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.